Okay, I am back.
That was a bigger burp than I was expecting it to be. Okay, next. There we go.
Ah.
Ooh, a map.
Yes, an updated map.
An updated map. I love it.
Still, I need to work on making it look more like a continent, but it's a good layout for the general gist of what Urromos is all about.
I recommend going through the explore section in Incarnate, and you'll see a lot of good stuff in there to reference for like shaping continents and stuff. Oh God. Oh shit, where's my... There's my character sheet. Need that. Where my notes are.
Right back.
Back.
Alrighty.
Refilled my drink.
Let's see if I can figure out how to
Alright, I'm
orient
gonna pull up
this.
get my character ready. Alright, character's ready. I have plus 10 to hit with all my weapons.
Let's see.
Actually, hang on. That ain't right.
I didn't think to set a screen up before. That is
Second draft.
fine.
Plus.
I need a window capture.
Alright, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say this that to the point where I don't mean it to be rude, but what are we listening to? What year did we get transported to?
This is La Mer.
La Miel. This sounds like something. Okay, that almost sounded familiar.
If I didn't care
Would you like to know why?
more than
Would be probably because it's by the same exact people. It almost sounded like
It's familiar because it is
hang on.
BioShock.
I feel this way.
played Bioshock.
Oh, well
Oh.
then, am I?
I
wait,
know oldies.
By
This
show
sounds
of
familiar.
hands, how many of us have played Bioshock?
I
Jokes on
have.
you, I can't
My
see your
hand
hands.
is up.
I
What makes my
Yeah, his
Not
hand
all
is
the way
really
through.
fucking up there. Like,
and round while my
Oh yeah, I'm
it's
realizing
fucking.
that. It's alright.
It sounds. It is because
Edit on the fly.
it is. This is the same person who's saying it's all over but the crying. That's why. And that's from Fallout.
Indeed, they have a similar way of doing their music. Except Fallout is post-apocalyptic and Bioshock is uncanny as fuck. That first game still gives me the heebie-jeebies, and I am
Oh yeah.
I am 28.
Damn it! I want to play 76 again. I can't. Me and Kyle just.
Every time I
Remember
listen to
that
music like
mission
this, even when
remember
I'm
that
playing,
mission?
say, go ahead.
Remember that mission in 76 where like there was that bar,
I don't need that.
and then you have to go save that woman's daughter from getting like addicted to drugs or something, and then you have to fight everybody in the bar, and she comes out and she's like, "Why is my audience dead?"
I think I remember that one.
I think I remember that one. That one's like. I think that one's the one to do with Atlantic City.
That's the one where that's the one that has to do with the sheep squatch, I think. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Not-
And she's
the
like,
sheep
no.
squa-
She's like,
the
no,
sheep,
there's no-
sheep.
the what?
Yeah, I'll say the sheep squatch one was. You find the flyer and it's like classic pre-Wastelander Fallout 76 where you go through files. That one I'm pretty sure is from Atlantic City where the daughter's like getting addicted to drugs and then just like people keep come in and just like are shooting the place up. And she's like,
So
why is this happening to me?
to give a quick overview, what Bioshock is, your plane explodes and you are in the ocean and you come up from the scary idea of, oh god, my plane is just blown up and fucking crashed into the ocean. I'm now stranded in the middle of the fucking Atlantic Ocean. Oh no, it just got worse. There's just a lighthouse here on a small rock in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
So far, nothing uncanny.
And you enter, and there's just a fucking pod that takes you down under the water with no explanation whatsoever. I still fucking hate that whole opening scene. I hate it. I hate. It makes me.
I don't see the problem here. No.
Dude, it is so fucking scary to this day. The fucking splicer at the beginning, that very first splicer
Oh, yeah.
with the fucking hooks and shit. I'm out, dude. Fuck that shit. I hate fighting those. I hate them. I fucking hate them. They scare me so much. Big Daddies, I'll fight them. I'll fight 10 Big Daddies before I deal with one of those bitches. I hate them. They're so scary. Because you don't know where they are. You just hear them laughing. And then, talking and crawling around the ceiling and shit. They're never where you want them to be. Which is, away from you and dead.
Question: we're not streaming tonight. Anything?
We are streaming, currently.
Are we? Oh shit! Whew, thank God, I almost didn't. Almost.
Oh
put
my
face
god, what
up
were you
there.
about to do? Oh. I was about to say,
I'm a little intoxicated. I was just gonna hang with the boys, but
Well, it's because he's got or I don't know, did you end up doing the, kind of overview blurb thing we talked about?
We were playing until you came.
yeah,
Out.
yeah, so I'm
That's
gonna
not what I'm
do-
talking
yeah.
about.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
That's
give
just
like a
something me and
little
him
bit
discussed.
of. It's nothing
Oh.
written down or prepared,
Right,
but I am
I
gonna
just-
give an overview of Urromos, answer any questions. That's why I have the map pulled up so I can show you guys A, B, where you're gonna be, places routes you can take.
what fucking questions can I ask you? Because I am a go with the flow type of person with these things. But the few questions I've had,
I will say I am going to kind of freehand some of this as we go.
Absolutely.
as you should.
Because I only had it's gonna be mainly a tight-knit group and you guys for a majority of this, since you're going to be traveling so far and so long. So, 'cause yeah, I know scale's not great on this map, but this is like a supercontinent. This thing's huge.
Oh.
Like, this thing's like
yeah.
Pangea levels of big. Like, it's going to be a lot of driving.
Could always do a one of those measurement bars, like one of the measurement keys in the bottom somewhere.
1 inch equals 100,000 miles.
I am going to
Jesus
need
Christ.
your help.
Should we fly into the moon?
1 inch is
I picked the number.
100,000 miles. Jesus.
a
I picked
fucking
the
big
number.
number.
He said large.
Right.
I picked the number.
That is a pretty. I mean, that's like Dominaria shit.
I think like Jackson, isn't like 2 inches on your world like 1,000 miles?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Well, mine is a
Something.
typical like it's about 24,000 miles around, which is about the same as the Earth.
Okay, so yeah,
If you guys make worlds
one-
that are planets that are bigger than Earth, like that's fine. Like Dominaria is like that. Imagine
But I'm just saying-
Dominaria's that planet is humongous. It's like 5 times the size of Earth. I
think-
you didn't know.
yeah, but I'm just saying 1 fucking inch on the map is 100,000
Hey,
100,000 miles.
Have you ever watched fucking Toriko?
Have you ever
I
played
remember
No
that
Man's
one.
Sky?
I remember you telling me about
Let me
that.
fucking-
Oh,
I was just
God.
playing- Oh yeah, you know that reminds me. I forgot
Planet
to mention,
fucking priest.
Colton. I remember when you were helping me out the other day.
when I was trying, yeah.
I got a solar ship now, so
Oh hell yeah! Welcome to the
Nice.
club, buddy.
I put so it's B class, and I got
it's
3
Bing Crosby.
upgrades for the thrusters. So I think I launched it 6 times, and I'm still at about 80%. So
Hell yeah! If you ever want some upgrades, I got you, buddy.
I got to the anomaly, so I didn't realize that I should have went there
There-
a long time ago.
Yeah, the anomaly, like I said, the anomaly is super important because now that you have unlocked the anomaly, you can join on me, or I can join on you, and then like if I joined on you and then went to my like I fucked off somewhere, you could go to the anomaly, and then leave the anomaly and come to me, anywhere, wherever I'm at.
It'll just
That's why
automatically
the anomaly is so important. So now you can come to me to gas
What?
giants.
System.
Yeah, no matter what system.
What? No. He still has to have the engine for it. If he doesn't have the engine for it, it won't allow it.
Which
He
engine?
still has to have the engine. If I'm not mistaken, he still has to have the hyperdrive engine.
You
But
might
that's
have
not
to
hard to
complete-
get. We can
Well, you
literally
might have
just
to-
give it to him. He bought them.
Well, I don't want to just give them to him. I want him to
The resources.
play the game. Well, the main story for the
Oh no!
the,
I was
Atlantic
talking
drive.
about the cadmium and stuff.
I was talking about the Atlantic
Just to get
drive.
those 3, the Atlantic drive, he has to go through the story to get to.
Speaking of drives and ships, I do have a question. The one thing everybody does know, at the very least, about my character so far, aside from several of you knowing one thing and the other, all of you have like different pieces of information that I've just said out loud while I was thinking. So, question about I asked about physicists on this planet and the difficulty finding one. Physicists / astrophysicists. Not knowing the issue with like the sky and just leaving in general, like looking for a way off the planet. How quickly
That is
would they have told me good luck about
I do
building
thi-
a ship and flying off?
I do think that the reason it is so hard to get off of Urromos is, one, the planet is bigger than Earth, so it has a higher gravitational pull, and I think the atmosphere is also a little bit thicker, so it's harder to punch through.
Ooh.
So they haven't made anything that can make enough thrust to generate enough lift to get them off-world.
Hmm.
Especially with how their plane is kind of moving around in the multiverse, it's very
Like Planet Hulk.
like you
How
just
they're
can't
stuck.
generate enough lift to get off the planet. Yeah,
I'm glad
Probably
you're
the
creating
magnetic
characters
forces
that
and stuff.
cannot contribute to that
but yeah,
in any way, shape, or form.
I'm glad I'm making
Finding-
a character that in no way cares whether or not he gets on or not, he gets off or not. You know what? He's like, you know what? If I'm stuck here, fuck it. I'll
Yeah,
just make the most of
My
it.
thing is like, all right, back to the mission. Intel, build a ship, get off planet.
no, yeah. So you would have definitely been able to find quite a few people in like Bunker A or Bunker B. be able to tell you that, or I don't know if your character's ever been to Sunflower City before. It's a lot harder to get in there, but you
I would
could
say
if
probably
you
not.
that you know that the elves know how to make flying machines, but theirs are they basically grow fighter jets.
I feel like the elves would be not intimidated as in like scared of me, but intimidated at the idea I might do acts of violence at a very
Yeah.
easily, and not want me to come around.
Yeah, they would definitely be a little not standoffish, but definitely like
Oh, you
cautious
do
around
act.
you.
Like, no, you
You
can
do
stay
acts
right
of
over there.
violence
You're
easy.
fine. Yeah, just be that distance. That's fine. Yeah, no, stay there. You and your armored self.
Gavin knows my character is very, very prone to acts of violence easy.
That reminds me, I need all of you guys to roll a d20 for me right now to determine something.
Starting early. I love it.
To begin,
Yeah,
figure out
yeah.
something story-wise. You can all do that for me.
I'm using my new dice.
All things
Hell yeah.
considered, I'm rolling my
You know
metal
what?
die.
I'm with you on that too.
I'm still using my
Tell me
pride dice.
when, and we'll all roll at once. I've got mine ready.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I was like, I'm using my metal die for reasons.
Ready?
I'm ready. Anybody else? Who will?
I'm ready. I'm still shaking.
Robert, you ready?
I just whispered into the die, just some weird prayer or something. I don't know.
All right,
Ready?
3, 2, 1, roll.
Oh wow, Trish got echophobia.
19.
Shall get
I got a 7
them that's not shall lose.
with Billie
I got
Holiday
a
playing.
13.
That's okay.
I got a 13.
I got a 15.
Alright, so far
All
with my
right.
second. Kyle, what'd you get?
A 19.
Oh,
Oh, third.
All right. So, Kyle, I guess I need to know about your character first. I need to know who he is, what he's doing, why he's gonna be in Bunker A.
Oh.
I have it highlighted on my screen for anybody that's looking.
My guy is an angel that fell to this planet and got turned into a zombie.
But he's different, right?
Yeah,
Because
he's
he
similar
is
to the zombies that are
cognizant.
around, but I remember and fully am aware.
I was about to say,
thing
because
going on here.
most people infected with slag on Urromos become like feral ghouls, and you're more kind of in the camp of a normal ghoul.
Yeah,
Like you're still
very
affected,
odd.
but yeah.
Still affected. Still looks weird as fuck, but learned to live with the machines around and survive. And I came across Bunker A in my explorations because the other ghoul things don't bother me.
Yeah.
So
How many times would you say you visited Bunker A? How familiar are they with you there? Because they would be cautious of you at first, but once they like saw you weren't emitting deadly radiation, they would probably be like, okay, you can come in, just don't cough on anything, please.
I've probably been there 3 or 4 times
Okay, cool.
in my explorations.
Okay, cool.
And
So yeah,
wandering.
they're familiar with you. They would know like you're not like a monster that's like just trying to
Yeah.
like beat down the door. You're like a civil, because they have to deal with shit like that all the time. So yeah. But you get to have an NPC tag along that we will talk about later once we get everybody's characters, so we can figure out how you want to. Since you said you were just traveling the wastes,
Yeah.
that works perfectly. So yeah, I'll get with you on that.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was the big thing. I wanted everybody to roll, and whoever rolled highest gets an NPC that tags along with them as they come into Bunker A.
Oh, thank God it wasn't me.
I was hoping it was your character, so
I just
Mine
wrote
or
down.
his?
I wrote
either
down.
honestly. It's just Colton's is interesting.
I wrote down our D4 system right here, just
Hell
in
yeah.
case. I kind of want to roll it for something right now, but I don't know what I would have to talk about.
I will say, Colton, I think at least starting in the beginning, if you're cool with it, I would like to start out with him being the most agreeable personality, just like getting into
Oh, thank
Bunker A.
God. That's totally fine by me. I would
Like, I want him to be at least like we can set up roles. Like I was gonna ask you if you wanted to do it like chaos magic for chaos sorcerers, like just random things spark it. Like I just go roll a d4 for me.
That would be awesome.
No, yeah, I'll
just roll a d4 for me, and I would
I'll
happily
keep that in
oblige.
mind.
But if
yeah,
I could
do.
start off as the most agreeable, because think about it, the most agreeable personality is just thinking about like how often, if you depending on how often you make him do this, you make me do this, it's gonna be like he's just sitting there, just like palm in hands, just. What do I do now? Fuck. Oh, God.
Yeah. I definitely feel like since he's like the easiest to like converse with, get along with, I feel like he would be the one that would be the easiest to be able to get into Bunker A.
Let me see how I described it. I know I provided brief descriptions, but
no, yeah. But I will say, like,
I
they don't let crazy people into Bunker A. Like, you have to go through like a basic psych test. So your character would.
Everyone. That just means everyone had. I think it's more like everyone takes a back seat and watches. Everyone knows what's happening, and but sometimes, you know, the plane shifts pilots. So
yeah.
So just everyone knows what's happening, but just like it just switches off. So and everyone has favorites, and just like this one is just like they're letting him in. It's like we're gonna figure out something here. The most fucked. Oh my God. How to describe the most agreeable of the bunch?
Yeah.
The most agreeable of the bunch, at least not prone to stabbing somebody immediately.
Well, I'm not necessarily likely to stab people.
Not this. Yeah, no, not me. Not this one. I promise. I'm not gonna stab you.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you think I was gonna stab you? I'm not the one who's gonna stab you.
Honestly, Robert, I'm looking at the boxer and I'm down to try it. It's like I said, the same thing with Colton's. Like, I know this is session 0, but I don't know if we'll be able to do like a mock combat tonight. So if not, we'll try it out another night, see how everything plays before we like get into the campaign.
Oh, so wait, is everybody busy on the weekday?
Do what?
What weekday? Like next weekday?
Yeah, I'm asking because I get out of work at 7 and
Next
I'm usually
weekday.
home at 8 and I'm on my computer before 9. So
PM?
I was about to say I'm down to figure out a different day if Saturday nights don't work with you guys. Just let me know what works with you guys.
I was making the suggestion like we can still like Saturdays are fine.
I say I can kind of only do Fridays and Saturdays. Those are my only
But
days.
just for this one time,
So yeah, like the thing is, like Saturdays is the definitive. We didn't work before.
Yeah.
We didn't work that day, and we don't got work tomorrow. Fridays are also like Fridays are more hit or miss because it could be like, yeah, Fridays are more up in the air because for like me, Kyle, and Jackson, it could be, oh yeah, no, we're good for Friday because we don't got to work Saturday, or it could be like, oh, we can't do it because we're gonna be working on a fucking Saturday.
I get up at 5
Saturday's
o'clock in the
strong.
morning every weekday.
Yeah,
I was about to
Saturday's
say,
a strong bet because
We can always just like have whole weekends like planned or whatever if just need be, just like
Yeah. I was about
just
to
like,
say,
oh,
like,
if we can't do it Friday, can we do it Saturday? Yeah, we can do it Saturday. I'm good for Saturday.
yeah,
'cause,
I was about to say, because I work every Friday and Saturday. I only have Tuesdays and Wednesdays off, so you guys just let me know what works for y'all. Like, I'm off at 6 or 7 every night, like, from my job, so I'm good to play any night.
Oh yeah, I also installed Red Dead Online, and I may need your help with fucking playing that.
Oh, I will reinstall it on my laptop. I just say the word.
I can play exclusively, like I can get you, since now I got you as a Steam friend, I can play exclusively on my Switch, and I know nobody is playing the story missions, bro.
Oh my god. All right. Okay, I did the NPC thing. We know why Kyle's character is going to be going to Bunker A, because he is just an explorer around the area, and we'll say you're bringing back the person that you rolled and got the lovely chance of getting to hang out with. I
don't like that.
You got a
chapter of
companion, bugger.
Actually, Kyle, you weren't here at the
Technically,
end of
I've
the
got a
last
couple
campaign, were you? You left
I had to
early.
leave early. Yeah.
So, I'll actually send you the pictures then. Because
Yeah, I had to leave early because I had to get up the next morning and go to
yeah.
work.
But after the end of the campaign and the magician dropped everybody off, we cut to a different set of stars and a different sky over the dusty fields of Urromos as a blinding golden light flashed over, and this individual touched down. And I sent the picture to you, Kyle. I can also send it to the group chat if you want to show.
You could send it to
Urromos.
the new group chat so that it's.
Yeah.
I've said my character's moniker, last name. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, I remember this.
And this man touched down, kind of looked around, and just kind of started walking.
Very curious. Very curious. Man, my dude's missing an arm, so it makes me wonder what's up.
No telling so.
I
That was the limited information anyway.
If you're like me, you don't worry about it until the session comes up, and then it's like, holy
I was about to
fuck.
say, no, yeah. What do you? If you have any questions, I'll answer what I can.
I don't want to ask questions. Mostly, I say I don't want to ask questions. I don't have any questions. I'm just like, I'm gonna wait, and I can't think of anything right now. But I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna be hit with everything.
I don't have any maps for Bunker A at the moment, so that's Bunker. In Bunker A is kind of going to kind of be like, imagine like what did you call it? The playground of the mind, Jackson, or the theater of the mind.
There you go. Yeah, theater of the mind.
Theater of the mind.
But
that's what
I
you
will
describe
say,
most things like this.
I will say that Bunker A is essentially like a small city just completely underground.
Hell yeah.
It has 3 main levels. The upper level is where they keep like supplies. It's where the underground cattle ranch is, like hydroponics. The middle layer under that is like commercial. That's where like shops, trading hubs, places of like where your people work are. And then the lowest level is like residential.
Vault City. I love it. Love it a lot.
Yeah, it's still a pretty big ass place, but it's all just underground. All you see above ground is the giant doors where their land vehicles drive out. Speaking of which, I have a reference picture for you guys for what you're going to be riding around in. One sec.
What fucking what? Alright, hold up.
It's not exact, but it's pretty close.
While he posts that, I know I said my character's name. But I've gone the more creepy side of
Oh,
what the fuck?
interesting.
because you guys are going to be joining on to guard a caravan from Bunker A to Sunflower City, and it is the second annual harvest. I don't have an exact name for it, but it is the Bunker A is ceremoniously sending supplies to Sunflower City to kind of commemorate when they did it right at the end of the world, when everybody had nothing. They had just enough to send over there to make sure they were okay. So now it's like a symbolic thing they do every 50 or so years.
So we're passing the whole continent. We're going end to end.
That's why it's
Bottom
such
to
a big
top.
deal.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me personally, a guy who's crazy, I love that. That's gonna be fucking awesome to deal with.
It's like putting the Hulk in the fucking helicarrier.
You want to put me in a tiny metal tube underwater? I don't think so.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is so much worse.
better.
Yeah,
So much
I'll tell you my my character goes by the fucking you've got the magician Jackson, but I've got the seraphim.
Whoa.
I think it's gonna go pretty fucking hard. It's gonna be like
I'm excited.
I'm gonna try to make it fucking uncanny. Like, I chose that for a reason. I'm gonna make it fucking uncanny as fuck. I think I literally, when I was telling Gavin about each one of my characters, I think I said "be not afraid" for one of them.
I remember. I can't remember which one, but I remember reading it. And I was like,
Yep.
"Oh boy."
Yep.
That reminds me. When you're done,
Prefers a shotgunistic approach to most things. Isn't insane, but isn't on anyone's side either. Be not afraid. I say character. Don't worry about who I'm playing. It's all down to chance.
Yeah,
But we're
literally.
we're gonna start off peacefully and end to stress.
I have a question for you, Jackson.
What's that?
How does Sato? Is that how I pronounce it?
It doesn't matter. However you want to say it.
How does Sato address your character? Sir.
Write down these early. Sato.
I think it would just like speak when
Would it
prompted.
Yeah, okay, so it doesn't like. Well, we did say that it is like it got fixed here and it's starting to gain sentience.
Right, yeah. It's got
So
like
just
some weird shit going on.
We're gonna say that is like it's happened maybe like once or twice before the start of this campaign.
Okay.
Like,
Uh-oh.
it's still very new. Like,
So like the example situation would be like, Sato, give me a path down back out of here, in order to, like, I don't know, get some pathing while I continue punching my way out of something or whatever.
and as you're punching, you would see Sato loading, but he would start loading something and then be like, no, that's not good. He'd load it again and be like, no, I don't like that either. And he'd load it again. If he'd finally load one, he'd be like, what do you think? And then what would he say? What do you think of this path? And then whatever it would address you as.
It would just be
I
like,
guess-
I'd probably just say, what?
Okay.
It's like genuine just confusion. I don't even know if they would
No, yeah.
know how to react.
I like that.
I think a second would be like, would be another thing I would ask it on the spot, thinking without a situation is difficult.
What's your rank? What's your character's rank?
There
could
is
just
no
go with that.
there is no rank among one I'm a part of. It's equivalent to the rest of like the standard military groups. I would be, I don't know, somewhere between, like, it's kind of a big wedge. It's pretty wide, but it's somewhere in like a colonel and like a master sergeant. I don't know. It's somewhere in this kind of wide area. But
maybe as Sato becomes more cognizant, we'll see what fits.
Okay. The other situation, it would be like asking Sato to identify something or tell me, like, because mostly what I do is I ask it to give me information on stuff that I or it can observe.
So yeah, like if
Based on what information it has or what information I've given it, and like the pairing of those two things. I'm essentially like, in my head, I think it sees what the lens of the helmet sees.
Okay, yeah. So I keep saying he, but Sato sees through your character's eyes.
Soon to be
essentially.
Possibly he. Who knows?
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. Okay, we'll toy around with it some more. We don't have to define it. Let me think if I have any other questions for anybody else. But yeah, just whenever you guys get your character sheets finished, just send them my way. Because I know I have Colton's and I have.
I threw mine at you, and then like I've definitely noticed some like. There's a couple of things I've messed up on, but I fixed them.
Oh, you can resend it to me then. No worries. But
like I said, if you have any clarification,
I'm working on mine now.
Because like I said, I've been fixing it, and if you have any clarification on something, I can tell you if I fixed it or if you've caught something I've done.
Okay. Like I said, I probably am gonna need one more like session to do like a combat to get that ready to like test everything out and see how everything plays and stuff.
Understand?
I mean, unless we get everything together tonight, I might be able to run something. I do have like sheets for monsters, but
I've been a bit distracted and busy lately. I haven't got my character sheet complete. I'm still trying to get my background and all that stuff put together.
yeah, no worries. Then we can just talk about the world and like what's going on. I can answer any questions you guys have.
I had to go shopping today, so I didn't get the chance to do that today. So sorry. Did you get your stuff ordered, Jackson?
No, I'm still shopping. I've decided I'm gonna get headphones, like wired headphones, rather than a gaming headset. I have a couple that I'm looking at, though.
Wired headphones are always better because there's less latency.
Right. That's why I prefer them. Also, I need them to plug in here.
What about boom mics?
Because I can't hear my monitor without it, and I hate not being able to hear myself.
Where do you plug your headphones into? Do you do it on the front or on the back?
It's right here. It's literally like right here. It's just dark, so it's hard to see. It's right here.
It's usually how it is with computers. Is like the front jack on the computer is not as good as the one on the back, because there's a lot of interference with the power button and everything, I think.
I do have one question. Are any of you guys gonna be taking the medicine skill? Being proficient with that?
I'll tell you that I'm high in the medicine skill, but it's not something that I particularly take.
Sorry, I switched to a voice mod. I did that.
Couldn't resist.
I
had to do it to him. Okay. Instead of having this massive, which one? Okay. Maybe I'll put it. No, I'll just leave it in there.
Let's see, medicine skill.
I'm just wondering if I need to write a healer for you guys to like take into battle to.
For my stuff specifically, I have +4 in medicine.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a screenshot of mine since it's in Prism, so you can kind of see.
But like, I have +4 in medicine, and then I don't know what the fuck Robert was talking about, but I have like my highest thing is I have a +11 in stealth.
Hell yeah. Okay.
I have a +11 in stealth and a +10 in perception. So like I can see and I can hide. And that's like that's my biggest things.
You're
That's
right
my
up there.
expertise.
You are right up there with Scott. He's the only other person that can see you if that's the case.
That's my expertise. Literally 3 + 3 plus my wisdom is +4. So +10. That's my fucking perception. My fucking passive perception is 20. So like anything, if someone chose to hide lower than that, I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna fucking look around. I think I'm definitely gonna get some like perception perks later on. I think I want to get alert for sure, but I don't know.
We're gonna have an Aurum.
What the fuck is going on?
Actually, hold up. Let me.
Because I know that I'm pretty sure Kyle is the only one playing a like caster class. Because he's playing an artificer, and they're half casters.
And I'm gonna be more focused on the machines than the spells, more than likely.
So yeah, so I figured you would be taking more like damage dealing buff spells and not a lot of healing spells.
Well, I will have mending, but
Yeah,
that's because
but I mean,
can
like,
fix
yeah,
my
like,
machines with it.
yeah. So yeah, we'll see.
I haven't looked, and I'm gonna have the artificers infusions and stuff.
Yeah, so okay, cool.
So that we'll have some options, and I will have a little robot that I can attach to a willing participant that is going to be getting an AC of 13 plus my intelligence modifier.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. Yeah.
So I can help keep somebody alive. Because one of the robots does that. It's the armor bot.
Because I will say one character in your party is going to be the artificer that is driving your land caravan.
Yeah.
And so that character is probably going to be more of like a healer support, so that might work.
By the
And then
time-
anybody else you pick up.
By 7th level, I've got, well, technically by 5th level, I've got a second automaton I can make every day. So one's going to probably stay as armor, and then the other one will change between the agent, the anchor, the artisan, and the assault. Alrighty. But, yeah. And you told me I could have 2 homunculus servants. I gotta figure out what the hell those are.
Oh wait, can you have the homunculus function as familiars? I may have been confused with what you were saying.
Well, I was wondering about the if I was exploring for a while, how many, I think it was diamonds, because the homunculus
Oh no, yeah,
servant,
gems would be
gemmer,
fairly easy to find out here.
creating a special homunculus that serves you. He serves as a
Especially with your character not being like bothered by the noxious atmosphere.
Yes.
Because if the homunculus functions as a familiar, I think I can only let you have one, because I don't think you can have 2 familiars.
I'm looking through it right now. I had the page
Okay.
open. Hadn't rolled down to it yet. Raise your commands. Comment is it takes its turn to back. It can move and uses regular.
Oh, it's bad for me. It's bad for me. This knowledge that you're going mad for me. I feel certain my friends would be glad for me, but it's bad for me.
Technically, it doesn't say anything about it counting as a familiar.
Okay, you could only have
No.
one homunculus if a tie-in.
I think it is just one,
Yeah.
but yeah. No, I don't care.
I have 2
I'm gonna have a
hands.
homunculus.
Till you whisper to me, completely left
Is that
means
useful
you've got
information?
to self-service use things.
Is that useful information?
It's always useful
Did anyone need to
information.
know that? I have 2 of these.
Technically, that's technically how my little robots react too. So I probably wouldn't even be able to have the one. It'd probably just be gold in my pocket
Mm.
because I can command them on a bonus action as well.
Oh yeah, and yeah, you wouldn't have a
That
lot
was
of
kind of
action
the same thing.
economy.
Nope. So never mind about the homunculus. That is useless. That was just the first time I'd looked through the artificer stuff, really.
Yeah. Okay. But does anybody else have questions? Because I don't have any more specifics. I just had that one roll and to like show the map off and kind of
So we're just,
I do have
we're
questions.
generally
waiting,
explain
though.
the quest.
Wait, were we going
Okay.
over everybody else, or is that it?
We're just going over things like genuinely, but Jackson, what was it you said? Because you said you were waiting on a question. Then I'll get back to you, Robert.
So, I mean, I know there's varying terrains. Obviously, it's a planet's work. What are the different ways that people get around? Because we talked about like individual transport, but I wasn't sure.
Most
if
people
we were-
probably get around like bikes, horses, giant lizards that are about the size of horses, oxen, camels, like one-person cars, like basically essentially just 4 wheels and a seat. They can't drive very fast, but like it beats walking. Hover bikes, things like that. Just small things that, like, if they're not a living creature, don't consume a lot of power that you can drive for a while. I will say that the caravan that you guys are riding in will have a stable, so, and a place to store like vehicles for people who don't have robots that turn into a vehicle.
Okay, because I think I have like a some kind of hover bike that I've been trying to poke at, make it somewhat better. Limited
that'll work.
resources here, but
You'll definitely have enough room to
working on what I
store it
can.
on there.
Heck yeah.
Alright, what have I missed? I just got back.
Hover bike, transportation.
Yeah, we're just, since I said that you guys could have like
Already fly.
like essentially a mount, so like either a mount or some kind of like single person transportation.
I would have worked
Bike.
my ass off to get my two
You
little
want a
robots
bike?
to turn into it.
I don't know what I want. Hang on. Hold up.
I was gonna say, you can have a bike, you can have a horse, you can have a giant like lizard that you ride around on, you can have a chariot, you
Please
can have a giant
be
bird.
the one that rides on a SpongeBob style bicycle. It's just 2 paddles.
Oh, the recum.
You
Oh,
don't need a license to drive the sandwich.
the recumber bicycle.
Yeah.
That was actually what it's called. I remember that Squidward only mentioned it once, and I think that was the only time they actually said it. It was like SpongeBob was like, Squidward, what happened to that bicycle? Oh, that was a recumber bicycle, and I got rid of it to get away from you.
I forgot
yeah, we have-
how advanced are the guns were allowed. Forgot to ask.
I mean, you can have anything from a
I'm looking in
simple,
firearms.
like,
We've got Renaissance items, which has the pistol, the musket. Modern items, which has the pistol, automatic, revolver, rifle hunting, rifle, automatic, shotgun, and then futuristic, which has the lasers and stuff.
The weapons. So I want to say this out now, so people know. The weapons I went with, I have a revolver. I chose to pick a hunting rifle, which has like a reload of 1, and a double barrel shotgun, which has a reload of 2. That is the weapons I chose to start with.
yeah, you can have weapons like that. I will allow like futuristic weapons. They
Yeah, well,
will.
I wanted some futuristic weapons, but I didn't want to make myself overpowered. Fucking, if you, I swear to God, if you look through my sheet, you'll see how it's like overpowered.
But yeah, like I was gonna give everybody a rifle of some kind if you wanted like some kind of futuristic weapon, or if you just wanted a normal rifle. I would probably, honestly,
They work. They
it's
work
whatever you
for
wanna
any
do.
class. Yeah, they work for any class. Seriously.
Yeah, and I was about to say like, so yeah. And since everybody's probably taking like martial classes, and I think artificers can just have firearm proficiency, like.
Yeah, it's an optional thing that's just there.
But yeah, no, I think that would be.
Yeah, you can do magic, tinkering, you can build shit, enchanting. Also, you can use guns, but anyways, magic. I love that.
No, I chose the.
You can use a screwdriver. Proficiency in screwdriver. That's a good one.
I have chosen the Brennan Lee Mulligan way of gunslinger fighter and rogue assassin.
I changed my mind on mine. We did a kind of a unique thing, but I'll leave that for combat if it comes up. Depends on what I do. Okay. So we talked about transportation. I see there are a lot of caves on the map. Is that indicating anything in particular?
Those are geothermal vents that were made by the dwarven kingdoms that are underground.
Okay.
They are very hot and they are very evil.
Do we
The only
see
thing that
many
comes out of there,
dwarves popping up?
no. People that see dwarves are dead people.
Hmm.
You don't like if you the ground like it's kind of like Tremors. The ground just kind of like opens up into a sinkhole, and then the dwarves come out for a second, and then they get what they want. They leave.
Yeah,
Like
dwarves. People who see dwarves are dead people.
yeah, like corpses
Grey Knights
are the only ones
straight
that
up.
know anything about dwarves.
They do not survive.
There
That
was
is
there was a
that is
big.
exactly-
Oh, what was it called?
I was saying that is exactly why I went for the most obscure, or just languages I can think of. Because I knew Elven and Dwarvish are gonna be just insane to like find out. So I wanted the most obscure, like no one's gonna know I speak this language.
I didn't decide what other language I know.
Elvish is pretty. It's semi-common,
Okay.
but common is like just
Probably from,
about
like
what
the
everybody
half-elves and
speaks.
Bunker A and stuff in the southern part
Yeah,
of the...
exactly.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'll do Elvish.
Everyone here speaks.
I was about to say you're
Sorry.
joking, but I was gonna say in canon, the human kingdoms kind of talk with like a hick kind of accent because it's like
I can pull off a hick accent for you, because that's just where I'm from.
I was about to say. Yeah.
But
Is there any level of
my character is not going to be speaking with this kind of accent. I didn't know what you wanted from me at this point in time. I don't know where I'm going with the fucking character. I seriously don't.
Is there
Spitballing,
any sort of for my particular persuasion of situation? Is there any
Persuasion
level? Yeah,
of situation.
yeah.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
interesting.
Write a poem, you fucking nerd.
I out loud the other day I said something and then I started laughing after about 2 or 3 minutes and laughing to myself, and it's like sometimes I speak and I can't help but reflect on what I just said and go, wow, what a pretentious prick. I can't help myself. Large vocabulary problems. So what is there any measure of like not relearning, but kind of figuring out the galactic common on this planet that I need to fuck around with? Not that like I'm probably maybe I still occasionally, now it's been some time, but like at least at first, as well as influencing possible future interactions.
Honestly, I feel like it's more like they have trouble understanding you because you probably speak very good like galactic common.
Oh, absolutely.
Where
Yeah, absolutely.
they're like
Speak
they
better
probably look
than
at
you.
Yeah, I was about to say they
'Cause,
look
like-
at you and go, "Man, you talk funny."
As we discussed, my character almost 100% knows like 17 languages and speaks and then can like read and write at least 12 of them, but
No.
only one of them's relevant here.
No, yeah. So they understand you, but sometimes you'll probably say a word or two, and they're just like, "Huh?"
I love that.
It's like maybe
I
the
love that.
like really high scientists like talk with about the same way you do, but it's like
Okay. That would
it's
make
like
sense,
elves that
yeah.
have been around from before the war, like
Yeah,
or
'cause
like
I
humans
guess,
that
like,
have been
the
studying
setback-
forever.
The setback in science from like a world-ending event, and then like the knowledge comparison to like the standard intelligence of someone in the sector.
Especially
Okay.
with so many of the human populations being in these vaults, which I only have Bunker A and Bunker B up because they're the biggest.
All
There
right.
are plenty of
Oh,
vaults
also,
around.
I will say, I've been in the wastes, and then I think what I decided we were discussing earlier, like the different cities that I've been to and where I've been on the map. I'm gonna say I've only been in the bottom half of the map, and I've only been to Bunker A. I want to say that.
Like Bunker A, and I don't have them filled in yet, but there are some surrounding like towns around
Settlements
Bunker
and
A.
stuff like that. Okay,
Yeah.
I'd say I've been around in that area, and then like up into the wastes and stuff. Gathering information that I can to learn about this place while I can. Looking for a way to get the fuck off of it.
Hell yeah.
So who... I think you've already told me this when we were messaging. Who runs Bunker A?
That is where the president of the Kingdom of Humanity and half of the council live. The other half lives in Bunker B.
Okay.
Along with the vice president, he's more like just like the 5-star general.
Split your bureaucrats so that they can't all be assassinated at once. Very smart.
Because where Bunker A is standing is the site of where the Dwarven Kingdoms attacked the City of Humanity right after the bombs, like everything exploded, everything was destroyed. Humanity was like, I think we're okay, and then the dwarves like destroyed everything, killed a bunch of people, and so Humanity went, we're going underground, and they built Bunker A.
Okay.
So they were like, we're definitely not keeping everybody here, so yeah, that's why they have half of everyone in Bunker B.
Alright, so on the map, like with your cursor, can you show me, like, I think I see and understand. Where do the wastes start? What constitutes the wastes? Give me the rundown there.
So basically this entire area here, I'm just kidding.
So you see the entire thing is fucked.
So this is like
Okay.
is basically like the crater essentially, but as I get this
Okay,
is
we
probably
changed
like
music. just
yeah, it's a little
because yes. All right, we get the wastes music going. There we go. Since we're talking about the wastes.
Get the
so yeah, like
yeah, get the
this,
somber music going.
This here
Skip this song though.
is probably what you would consider like the wastes. Like nobody really lays claim to it. There's a couple of settlements in it. It's very bleak. Like this water is literally glowing. Like
Oh shit! The water is glowing. Is that what you just said?
yeah,
Holy shit!
like this.
The
'cause this
religion
is-
of Adam.
Yeah, this is yeah.
it's funny
this
you
is
say
where
that
the-
considering what I just said earlier when I asked him.
The biggest explosion happened here in this area, so it's like
Are
we're
you
all.
okay?
Does that say you okay, Cole?
Just inhaling.
So,
learning to
I do
water
not
breathe.
I do not want to explain how I was drinking that. In order,
Colton just tried to cast
I
water
was
breathing on
coughing.
himself.
I was coughing, but it was essentially I was drinking the alcohol out of the bottom of a glass
Oh yeah,
several times, and so it was making me cough every single time.
I definitely know it. Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, so this is like the wastes, and I will say these little green dots here are bandit groups, because there's a big group of bandits coming up into the world that are led by some kind of druid, and they're going around and they're making these little oases in the wastes, and they're kind of like charging people and taxing them to get like fresh water and like passage through. But yeah, this is like the Badlands. It's where things can get really irradiated. It's hard to travel through. There's a lot of bandits. And while we're on the topic of the dwarves and the geothermal vents, this one here, this big one,
Yeah.
is the first one. It's been here. It was the one that the dwarves used to first burrow under the ground after they became soulless machines and gave up their mortality, renounced everything in the surface, and said, we're going to help blow everybody up. Let's dig underground so we don't get too disturbed by it. It's like the biggest one. It's the coolest one. People do try to go down into it, but no one ever comes back.
Ooh. All right, I'm going in there. Hang on, y'all. I'll be right back.
Road trip.
Which,
No, yeah, you go in there. Sure, tell me what's down there.
Hell, I may have gone in there.
Oh, I was about to say your
the most
character
environmental
definitely.
things.
Oh no, it's not even environmental things. It's like the dwarves literally like will just
Just killed everybody that moves.
yeah, like they hate everything that's on the
Gotcha.
surface. Like the reason they helped end the world in the first place is because they were like, we need to just burn everything off, and then once
Start
it's
again.
done, we'll dig up and and that's why they gave themselves indestructible metal bodies that don't need to eat.
for the
sleep, or
sake of a
breathe.
hypothetical, and not that I actually did try this yet, knowing obviously it would be stupid, how... Without revealing, like, backstory stuff, I'll say, what would be my chances of getting in there and trying to sneak around and or maybe shoot my way in? I guess to give, like, two possible ways I would try to go in to try and learn anything. I guess shooting my way in would be stupid, but, like, getting in somehow and trying to learn about them. What are the chances?
Given your extremely specific circumstances, especially with what has happened with your character specifically on the planet, I will say that you got to like would essentially be like a listening outpost for the Dwarven Kingdom.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have been able to get down the big one, but like, I probably would have poked
you got-
around one just to see.
You would have gotten into we'll say this listening post right here, like right next to Bunker A.
Okay.
You were able to get into a listening post, which was extremely deep down, and it felt like it was gonna cook you in your armor just being down there.
Oh shit.
But you were able to listen in on what they were talking about briefly.
I'm gonna say I still didn't
it's
see
all-
them, but I did hear them.
But it's almost like they wanted you to hear it because it was all stuff that you already knew about the surface. And they also switched to a language which wasn't Dwarvish as you would know it, being that you have some pre-war knowledge,
Yeah.
but it was almost like binary,
Interesting. Okay.
being that they're robotic. They just like
It's like
stop
the first couple
speaking
words
in a
I hear
language
it, I'm
that you
like, that sounds
understood.
like Dwarvish. Nope, that's not Dwarvish.
And then it just becomes something completely like robotic and alien.
Okay.
And then you had to leave before you like cooked alive.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say I still didn't even get to actually see one, but I'll take getting to go down into one to try and investigate. Okay. Sato, what's the temperature? It just plays a sizzling fucking skillet.
Yeah, literally.
I'm like, that's not helpful. Okay, so the dwarves are freaky and uncanny. I hate them in a loving kind of way.
They don't like you either, sir.
Okay, so let's talk about... I say that like I'm leading the conversation. It's a leading question. How about that? I want to talk about like settlements in the wasteland. So, we talked about how like they do obviously rely on water and food as a scarcity, and probably is, I imagine, a resource that is also a currency in some cases. But is there like a particular settlement that's like yeah, settlement, blah blah. You know, anybody knows you're talking about the settlement in the wasteland of some kind. That's like the big one or the settlement in some kind of way.
Are you talking about outside, like Bunker A?
Yeah,
Or,
outside
like, the
Bunker
big
A, but like specifically in the wastes.
I will say,
Is there
I think,
a midpoint somewhere type of thing?
Did I spark on the spot world building? I love it.
I was thinking about it, but you did kind of make me think a little harder.
yeah.
I'm gonna say this city here
Okay.
is kind of like a midway, since it's near the water, but we'll say they've struck a deal with like the Raider gang
Okay.
to have their city and their water supply be included in this part that gets purified by their druids. So I think it would be like this one here would be a good trade hub. So I feel like that would be a good in between, because it's literally like here's Bunker A, here's this city, and then Sunflower City and Bunker B. It's a good place to stop and resupply and do whatever. So I feel like it would get a lot of trade.
I'd say that's probably
Doesn't
the
have-
furthest out that I've been. Like probably like an even line across the map, roughly. Little squiggly, just for realistic sake, but around that particular settlement, and then like everything south of it.
Then you would know that Bunker A is essentially surrounded by like like it's basically like a burnt plain. Like it's still
Shit.
grassy, but it's very gray. Not a lot of trees, a lot of hills, some like flat plateaus and stuff. And then once you get to the wastes, it's just like salt flats, desert, slag crystals. But then you get to the city that doesn't have a name yet, and it's in a thick jungle. Like think like Ixalan style jungles.
Oh,
Like giant canopies, like
radiation
deep
jungle.
blue flowing waters. It's close. It's made by this druid cult that's popping up and like charging people to go through.
It's like an oasis.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's an oasis, but you can tell that the plants are still being affected by the radiation, but it's like for more beneficial reasons. Oh, did Robert leave?
I think he may have been having an error.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so but yeah, it's like it's almost you can see like where the salt flats become like this giant overgrown jungle.
Okay.
And then that city is like, it's not a big city, but since it gets so much traffic and so much trade, it's just kind of like growing out.
Okay.
Okay, cool. But yeah, it's not a bad city, but you definitely get the vibe that they're very under the thumb of that druid bandit group.
I would definitely have tensions with them.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't like me very much.
I feel like it's you went there once and you were like, I need to leave before I'm not allowed to come back here.
I almost want to say I committed what the druids would say is a faux pas, and what I consider uncivil disobedience of whatever bullshit they have going. Probably punch a member of the gang in the nuts or something like that.
They definitely would have like tried to tax you for moving through like the jungle, because it's safer than moving through the wastes, because there are people that move through it because they're tending it. But at the same time, yeah, like you're definitely getting. It's like when you go to Riften for the first time in Skyrim, like someone's definitely shaking you down at the gate
Okay.
and saying like, "Wasn't that such a nice walk through that nice jungle with all those fruit trees? Wasn't that nice?"
And I don't have to worry about that mostly because I can actually go the routes that everybody else avoids.
Are
That is
there
very true.
boats that cross that little water gap?
They do, but the thing is boats mean water, and water means orcs. Because orcs are the only people that really sail on Urromos.
Interesting.
Like, other people have boats, but the orcs just have since their boats are made of slag, since slag doesn't bother them, their boats are toxic, they poison the water, they poison anybody that they get around, and it's just kind of hard to deal with them. So a lot of people just don't bother with the water because dealing with orcs is just, it's hard. They're just They're just sea pirates, you know.
How crazy would Sato's? I imagine he probably has a Geiger counter installed. How crazy does Sato go when I'm walking through the wastes in various areas? Do you think? This is more of just curiosity than something I'm going to take notes on.
Through the wastes itself, you could probably walk for about 4 days before Sato would be like, you should probably see a doctor. You might be coming down with like minor radiation sickness.
Ooh.
But if you're taking a sheltered vehicle, which most, like, unless you're all going to be riding horses through the waste, which isn't advised.
Very ill-advised.
Like, the storms would make it worse, but there are some times when things are light and you are able to kind of walk around. I will say, to move around in the waste, you probably would want to bring, like, protective gear. But,
It's cheaper to travel with me. I don't need it.
yeah, I was about to say, like,
some of it I do need, but not like the poisonous part of it.
If you traveled to that city, I will ask, did you travel alone or would you go with a caravan?
Let's say it's like the second place I went to. This is like week 1.5.
Gotcha.
I'd say that. I'm learning things. Got a good bit from the first settlement. Went north, found this sort of city thing, discovered that, disagreed, and left. So probably by myself for the majority of the time.
Honestly, I'll say that it's pretty safe to travel the wastes. It gets hot and there's not a lot of water unless you bring your own, but when storms happen or if you're around slag crystals, that's when you're going to need to worry about like protection and stuff.
Okay.
Or if you try to like slog through contaminated water.
On, but it isn't made to resist radiation. Because I have this skin layer suit, and then I have my armor. But what I'm thinking, I don't think it doesn't really protect against.
I was about to say, like,
most it
just
does is maybe insulate slightly, very, very, but not enough to actually make that much of a difference.
I was about to say, like, it would be pretty simple, especially if you went to Bunker A first, to be able to get like some kind of like rebreather that would just like, it doesn't do anything mechanically, but just like, except for like you can move around and during stuff like this, but like move around and like during storms, or if you guys wanted to explore around rad crystals, unless you were Kyle's character, because he's a special boy, you would need some kind of like protective gear.
It's special.
Real special.
It wouldn't be that hard to get, especially if you were just traveling from Bunker A to that city. Especially if you took like the jungle, because the jungle, like I said, it doesn't give off harmful radiation. It's pretty safe to travel through, so I'm sure if you just got like a rebreather and we can even say your hover bike was like has like an insulated canopy, so you don't have to worry about like rough terrain when you're driving it.
Maybe it's like if it's like enclosed, it'd be like the bikes. If you remember when they go to, I forget the name of the planet. They're on the icy, snowy planet with the blue people from the Senate, and the chairman guy wants to fucking kill off all the Tulls, and they have like the covered speeder bikes. Do you remember what I'm talking about? That's very, very specific from the Clone Wars.
I remember what you're talking about. Yeah,
that's what I'm picturing when you said like kind of like canopy covered or whatever. That's what. That's what
it's still a hover bike, but like it's enclosed and it has its own like personal oxygen supply, so you're like you're not exposed to the elements.
Okay, I like that.
I will say, for anybody that does want to ride an animal, the Elven Kingdoms do have animals that can take you through radioactive zones, but they're kind of gross and like biomechanical. Like it would be an animal that was like bred and like conditioned to be a vehicle, so it would have like a spare like. I'm trying to think of what it's like weird like body horror sci-fi. It'd be like an animal with like a cockpit that you sit inside, and then like you lead the animal. And since the animal's immune to radiation, since you're like riding in this like spare like pocket in the animal, like you're not affected.
So the orcs are like, no, just in every aspect. Don't go.
They just like
Immediate
it's
shutdown.
it's kind of like the 40k rules. Like they don't listen to conversation. They just show up, pillage,
They
kill,
believe,
and just kind of
therefore it
leave.
happened.
They showed up after the bombs fell, and they've just kind of been slowly taking land and like taking over the waters.
Okay. I'm just asking anything that's like making me curious. Any particular import to the islands kind of chilling in the little inland sea?
Well, there's slag crystals if you're brave enough to mine and refine those.
Oh shit.
Because if you do refine them, they're a good energy source. It's just when they're raw out in the world, they're toxic. But other than that, irradiated water, you can't drink it, but it can be used to pull. You can use it to pull hydrogen from it to fuel the personal stars that the human kingdoms use, or to like make more stars with the hydrogen. And then like the usual, like if you find like spare gold or gems, like they can be used for things. But a big thing is like tech, and then for the human kingdoms, they pay a lot of good money for like books, documents, things like that, just anything written down. You can find a historical text or something like that, they'll go nuts.
Has any... So, I'll ask it more specifically because I bet it's a very specific number. How many people, if any, unless it's 0, have, like, looked at my armor, looked at my, like, what I got going on and went, hey. Not knowing me in particular, but knowing about. Well, what I'm about, where I'm from. Because we talked about, I think, like, partially the likelihood, but, or like, how it would be known, I guess. Not the likelihood, but not... I guess what I'm saying is, like, I don't know how often that's going to happen, but I'm curious if it has happened.
I'll say...
I've only been here for a little bit, so...
We'll say about around the time you started to, like, like, a little bit after you'd first gotten here, but as you were starting to kind of get settled in, someone stopped you and kind of asked about your armor and asked if you got it from a parent, like a father or something. Because they said it looked familiar. It was an older human. Not old enough to be like from before the war, but
yeah.
Definitely old enough to be around for a bit. He says he recognizes the eyes in your helmet. That same look, he's seen it before.
Ooh. Intriguing. Yeah, the armor would have been crafted for me. So, that's an interesting question, though. color me intrigued by this individual. Considering what I've learned so far. Have I heard of any of these guys? Is that? I guess that's the only other valid question I can think of that's genuinely relevant.
You hear people talk about. It's nothing that you can go off of. It's caravans talking about how they may or may not have seen someone that had a mechanical arm like you, or maybe they had a mechanical leg.
Interesting.
But you hear things, but it's kind of all this, like, it's all the same and it's all different at the same time. Like, it's like when people say they see cryptids. Like, everybody has a different story, but they all kind of align.
So spoken word by anyone on this planet is vet your information.
I was about to say, you're traveling for a long time and it gets really hot some days, so
a lot of heat madness.
mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't want to ask about our particular thing that we discussed. That I know one side of, but that's it. Other than I guess I'll just say, I guess just remind you of it in case you want to distribute that particular piece of information.
I can wait. That's not something that would be like well known. Like that would just be something that your character and like other people would know about.
Okay.
Given.
I think I've exhausted my questions. I think that's all for now.
Okay. Cool.
I think. We'll see.
How's everybody else doing?
Just kind of moving through building the character fully.
Okay. No worries. Robert, Colton.
Also
you
thinking
guys...
of guns.
Okay. Sick.
What's up?
I was just wondering if you guys had any questions.
No.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, I do actually do have a question.
You're fuzzy.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
This is kind of what I would have built my rifle around from what I could think of. Still thinking about how I'd build my gun, my pistol, because I know I got one of each.
Ooh.
Okay.
So I do what I asked. I was asking earlier, but I was off. I was asking the other day, but I don't know if I got to ask you. But yeah, but you consider psychics to be magic or no?
No, psionics and magic are different, at least on Urromos.
Oh, we can.
A very interesting
I
pistol.
don't mean like shooting fireballs or anything. I mean more like just picking something up or just crossing with your mind.
I was about to say, you're gonna have to repeat that. I did not hear that.
Yeah, I didn't catch any of that either.
I didn't catch that one either. I'm sorry. I was trying. That one was even worse. Did you get further? Oh, he's muted.
I think he's gonna fix it.
I don't answer things, but it's still the main one when I answer what I do.
Ooh, it's yeah.
I think that might be worse. I don't know what you said. Oh no. I don't know what's happening.
Hello.
That's a little better.
That's
a little bit
that's a
better.
little better.
I said I'm just asking because I'm still debating on what I want to do.
There we go. Okay.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. I just I was having trouble hearing you. So yeah. Yeah, take all the time you need, and just ask any questions that you have as they go. I was just making sure there wasn't anything you needed to ask me.
All right. Well, if that is all of the questions in the mainline session 0 stuff, I'm gonna end the stream, and the rest will just be fun discussion.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Because yeah, if there's nothing else that you guys.
I'm pretty good at looking at a map or thinking of details and just coming up with random ass questions.
Yeah.
I think I covered a pretty good a pretty good portion of anything to ask.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really think of anything else.
All right. Well, for the stream, we'll be back soonish for something. Sounds like we're doing a mock combat sort of thing.
Yeah.
Sounds exciting.
I want to be able to test it out and make sure everything's going to be like balanced and fun for everybody, since we're doing such a drastically different style of combat.
Sounds good. How am I gonna do this? I'm gonna look at this. All right. Goodbye, stream.